Ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us for episode 2 of Welcome to the Show. And welcome to the show. I'm Cole Thompson with my co-host Nick Scheifel. Nick, one episode is come and gone. Episode 2. It's been a crazy week and a half, 2 weeks since we last talked in the world of sports, especially in the world of basketball. What even? How's your sports life been?
My sports world's looking pretty crazy right now. Definitely basketball. The Celtics haven't lost. I'm pretty sure they haven't lost a game since we talked, and that's pretty crazy. LeBron just scored 40,000 points, which is another crazy thing that I didn't think I'd end up seeing in my lifetime. But yeah, no, sports pretty crazy past week.
Yeah. So talking about, we'll start off. We'll start off with the Celtics. I mean, they just look unstoppable, dude. They haven't lost in like 2 months, it seems like. Like,
No, the Celtics are so good right now.
like they're, and I know I said last episode I don't think they're gonna win it all, but I mean, they just have done everything to prove me wrong. They
The
have been
Celtics are like
they have
red
been
hot right now.
insane. I mean, they just steamrolled the Warriors yesterday, obliterate them by over 50.
I don't really have any like words for it because I feel like I kind of saw it coming because their team is so good and they're finally like putting it all together into like the game. And now everyone's seeing this now. Now they have to do this in the playoffs. And I think they're really good, but they need to show it in the playoffs.
Dude, and
And
they're
that
not
puts a
even
lot of
beating
pressure on them.
teams. They're killing teams.
Yeah. Destroying them.
They are like obliterating teams. Dude, they haven't lost since February 1st when they lost to the Lakers was the last time the Celtics lost.
That's outrageous.
Like
February 1st.
they have won one, two, three, four, five, 6 games in a row by double digits. Their closest game in the last 6 games was a 15-point win over the Knicks.
That's
It,
unheard of. And then on
unheard of.
top of that, let's on another like note real quick, Victor Wembanyama has been playing out of his mind in
Yeah,
that past time too.
yeah. No,
Like
I mean, I thought he was as good as he was hyped up to be.
I didn't think he'd be this good. I mean, at least lately. I mean, he could possibly like he's not going to bring them to playoff contention, but he could bring them close. I mean, he's winning games right now. It's
I
kind of
mean,
crazy to say.
they had a really rough start to the season, man. They had a really rough start.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
Um,
like
yeah,
understanding the game.
yeah, I know what you mean. They're dead last though. I mean, they're 19 and a half games out.
Yeah, no, they're not going to come back. But imagine
That would be
they're
insane.
winning games though. It's good to see.
It's weird because I think he's been better than Chet, but it's like Chet's the second best player on the best team in the West right now.
I think Chet has a better situation. If you were to put Wembanyama on
Oh,
The Thunder would be far and away the best team in the league.
I think they're
I
both.
feel like.
I think they both like. I don't know why people didn't believe in either of them. Like people really thought that they would both like suck.
I didn't believe in their size. I thought that their size would be a huge thing to like worry about, just because like you have guys like LeBron and Giannis steamrolling into the paint. Like you're gonna want a big guy who's gonna be able to stand his ground. But they really do good. They do a good
Yeah,
job with that.
I
I'm
mean
surprised.
They like Kevin Durant. He's not huge. Giannis wasn't always huge.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
just felt like, especially with Wemby, they were so skinny, but
oh well. See,
they made
I
it
was
work.
more concerned about Chet because at least with Wembanyama, he's 7'5",
Yeah,
so at
he's
least
got
he's
an
gonna have the
edge.
height advantage. But they both are giant. They're both over 7 foot, and they both have guard handles. They shoot the ball well. They can defend. They are insane.
It's
They're
cool to see all
monsters.
over Instagram, and they're all putting the emoji, the alien emoji for Wembanyama right now, and that's his brand right now. I think it's so cool because he's playing out of this world, and I think that's just a
He
really
is
cool way
on
to
another
portray.
planet, and Chet's a beast too. They're both animals right now. They're both.
Chet complements his team really well. I think he's that like him, Shea, and then Jalen Williams are going to be and Giddy are going to be together for a really long time.
Dude,
They got a good
they're
team.
nasty. The Thunder they are a good
They're
basketball team.
young and good.
They are
They have
well
a lot of
balanced.
pieces.
They have a bona fide superstar. They have a young superstar in the making, and they have great role players around them. They
They
are
have
the
everything you need right now.
they are in the perfect situation. I don't
And
think
they
there's a
still have a lot
team.
of draft. stock, don't they?
Exactly. They have tons of draft picks. There is not a team in the NBA. There's not a franchise set up better right now than the Oklahoma City Thunder.
No.
Not a
I mean,
single.
maybe you could say the Spurs just because they have Wembanyama, who's going to be like really good for a really long time. And they have
I mean,
so many draft picks, but
the
no, the
Thunder have
Thunder are
more
in a
draft
really
picks.
good spot.
The Thunder have more draft picks, and outside of Wembanyama, have a much better roster.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I can't wait to see what the Thunder are going to do in the next couple of years.
yep. So turning from professional basketball to college basketball, March Madness is here. We have a lot of the mid-major conference tournaments. And now we're turning over to we get to next week. We'll go more in depth. Nick, who's a team that you were looking at? We talked a little bit about it. You said UConn last week. Do you look into it anymore and who you think's right now who you would say would be the national champions?
I have not looked into it as much, but I have been I saw Alabama versus Tennessee, and I don't think either of those teams are going to be in it because they both played very questionable. But it was a good game. I have not looked into it, so I'm not going to change up my answer though. But I was going to leave this to you because I know this is something that you love dearly.
Yes. So I would say my two favorites to win the national championship right now would be Houston or would be North Carolina. These are North Carolina. RJ Davis is playing like he's going to be the national player of the year. He is playing
Yeah.
like he is going to be the national player of the year. Houston is head and shoulders the best statistical team in the conference.
Yeah, they've been leading to
They,
the power rankings and everything.
they are monsters, dude. They are head and shoulders right now. Balling 26-3, the number one defense in the country via KenPom, top 10 offense in the country. I mean, and they're so well balanced. Kelvin Sampson's an absolute animal. People on a lot of question marks about Houston about it. Will they be able to hold their nuts in the SEC? Will they be able to hold their own in the or in the pack the Big 12, that is. Sorry. Will they be able to hold their own in the Big 12? And you know what? They answered every single one of them. They are. They have held their own this entire season. North Carolina. The issue with North Carolina last year, what really bit them in the butt was they losing Brady Manick, and this year they have a new version of Brady Manick, and that is Harrison Ingram. He complements everything about Armando Bacot and RJ Davis's game. This defense is lights out. The bench is loaded. RJ Davis is an absolute animal. Armando Bacot's still playing at such a high level. Hubert Davis is a great coach. This North Carolina team I think is my national championship pick. I'm not even saying that as a fan. I'm saying that for
You think they're going to do it?
I honest to God think that this team is going to win a national championship. I honestly think that this team.
I like that energy. I like that energy.
They have everything that they need. They have everything that they need to win a national championship.
I'm definitely gonna look into it more, but they have been on like every line that like everything I'm reading. Definitely a Houston and UNC have been on top of a lot of the things I have been reading. So
yeah, and that's not saying UConn can't. That's not saying that Tennessee can't. Tennessee, I know they didn't play great against Alabama, but they still.
I was surprised. I thought their best player, I can't remember his name, but he's their number one guy.
Arizona, don't forget about them. Especially
Arizona hasn't been playing good lately.
Bama has a good enough offense. Their defense sucks. Same with Iowa State's the opposite. Good enough defense. Offense sucks.
I think it's Bama's free throw shooting that's not good.
I mean, Bama's the number one offense in the
game.
country. They just they're not even top 100 defensively. They cannot defend.
Yeah, their defense is not keeping up at all.
I would say honest national championship contenders: Houston, UConn, Purdue, Arizona, Tennessee.
What is your take on Zach Edey?
I mean,
Eddie,
he's a beast, but he's not. I don't know if he's gonna be quick enough to play at the NBA, like to be dominant in the
But
NBA.
do you like him? Like, what's your first take on him? Like, someone says Zach Edey. You know what I say? I don't know why, but I just don't like him at all.
I don't mind him. I don't really dislike him. I mean, I think Zach Edey's one of those players where he's never as good as people say, but he's never as bad as people say.
I don't think he's going to be an impact player when he gets to the league. I think he's going to be a high pick. He's going to be hyped a little bit, but I don't think he's going to be good.
He's going to be solid here. I mean, I don't think he's going to be great. He's going to be solid. He's big enough and he's skilled enough. He's kind of slow. I think especially
last year I saw him. This year I haven't seen him at all really, but last year just didn't look athletic. In my opinion, he didn't look athletic.
The thing with last year, it was far from his fault on why they lost that game. It's FDU.
Yeah.
He was the last person
Yeah,
because
I know you're talking about. Yeah,
people made the
but at the
mistake.
same time, like
People made the
you
mistake
can't.
with playing when they played Purdue of they would try to beat him by shutting down Zach Edey. What FDU did in that game, they limited Zach Edey and shut down the guards. Because they had two freshman guards and then a sophomore guard off the bench, super young backcourt, and they shut those guys down and made them shoot the three ball. And you know what? They let Zach Edey get his, but they did everything else on the defensive side. They got out coached and they outplayed Purdue. It's just simple as that.
Well, would you say that Edie's draft stock will go down if they don't go far in March Madness again?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be anything high in the draft. I don't think he will be.
Really?
I don't even know what they project him right now.
I don't even.
I mean, I would say right now for Zach Edey, I mean, dude, let's see.
I feel like he'd be more of like a late first round or mid
Yeah, that's
second
what I
round.
would probably say. I'd probably say like just outside the lottery. Because if you can
Yeah.
really hone in on that skill set, 'cause he does have a great skill set.
But
It's
I feel like if you're not athletic, you lose a lot of edge, especially in the NBA.
Yeah, he can get away with a little bit more because he is going to play more of a traditional center role. I mean, he'll be a solid bench center, I think. Yeah, I don't see. They're not seeing him. I'm not seeing him in the top 14. I'm not seeing him as a lottery pick. Um,
What is sorry, not to change up the topic, but I know you're a big Eagles fan. I know a lot of people who listen are probably Eagles fans, but what do you think about Jason Kelsey saying goodbye?
I mean, I didn't watch it. I couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to it.
I didn't watch it yet either, but
I'm not.
I
I
heard his
probably won't ever watch it. It's sad, but I expected it. I mean, it was going to happen at some point. I mean, dude, his body is falling apart
I think it's amazing how long he played, but I think he picked a
at
good
such a high
time to
level.
stop.
Yeah, dude, I'm
Yeah.
not seeing Zach Edey as a projected first round pick here.
You're not?
No, not
So I
something.
think he'll probably drop down to mid to late second round, obviously. If
I'm
he
seeing
doesn't
him right now. I just saw him projected to go 33 to the Spurs. Imagine that duo, Wemby and Edey.
wow.
Oh my God! You want to talk about getting the Twin Towers back?
That would really be nice. They would complement each other well.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. All right, let's switch over
Imagine
to
you see that
your point of expertise. I know you want to talk a
Oh,
little baseball here today.
all right, so hear me out, everybody. This has been on my mind. This has been on my mind. It's not Yankees. It's not Phillies. It's the Royals. I think it's the Royals' year. Not to win it all. Not to win it all. No, no, no. It's the Royals' year to make some noise. They have Miguel Garcia. They have Bobby Witt. They have Vinny Pasquantino. They have MJ Melendez, and then they have they have a new guy. I don't remember his last. Or no, they have Hunter Renfroe, and then their pitching is Seth Lugo, Michael Waka, some new guy named Reagans or a younger guy, and then they have Singer, and then they have Jordan Lyles. Their team, their roster's deep, and they have now some veterans. I'm just saying, I think the Royals are going to be something good this year, and I think Bobby Witt is an AL MVP candidate.
I mean,
Let's just see it happen.
I agree with the Bobby Witt part. I think the Royals will be better. I don't think they're a playoff team, man.
I think they're a playoff team, bro. I think their team is so good.
I think
Oh,
I think the tie. I don't even, dude. I would say that they're the fourth best. Dude, I'd say the Tigers are better.
no.
Yeah.
Dude, they have Bobby Witt. Bobby Witt is basically like top 10 player in the league, in my opinion.
Top
He
10.
is so good.
10.
When do you ever watch him? You don't watch him.
I watched plenty of Bobby Witt play.
Oh man,
Bro,
you
I have
suck,
I have the MLB ballpark, the MLB network pass. I watch games all the time. I would bet on
All right, well then you know what? Let's see Bobby. Listen, I said this about Shea in the beginning of the NBA season. Let him cook.
but top 10.
I mean maybe not top 10, maybe top
Shohei,
20, but I
Trout,
think he's so good.
Juan Soto, Judge, Ronald Acuna. This isn't an order. I'm just naming players who are better than Bobby Witt.
Yeah.
So let's
I mean,
Shohei, Trout, Acuna,
Seager.
Seager, Did I say Soto?
Yeah, you did say
Did I say
Soto.
Shohei?
Yeah.
So Shohei,
Judge? Do we have Judge?
Shohei, Trout, Judge, Soto,
Betts and Freeman?
Betts, Freeman, Harper.
Nah, I can't put Harper in top 10 only because he can't play the outfield anymore.
He was insane at first base.
I know if I were ranking first baseman, he'd be number 2 for me, behind Freeman. But
No,
he's
I would
not
say
a
it'd be
top 10.
three. I would say it'd be three. Matt Olson. I'll give Matt Olson the nod over him. I'll give Matt
I
Olson.
think Bryce Harper's really good. All right, whatever. But I'm just saying, I don't
Matt
think
Olson did hit 50 bombs.
Matt Olson's really disrespected in the MLB talks all the time. I feel bad about it.
He gets
But
the issue is most players that hit 50 bombs are the best player on their team, and he's not.
he's like the third best player.
He's probably not even the second best player.
No.
I would
say it's Acuna number 1 and then
Strider.
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe I would take Strider second.
I'd probably say he's better than Austin Riley.
Yeah, definitely better than Austin Riley after that season.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But
all right, so back to the baseball thing. What are you thinking? How you feeling about the Phillies re-signing Zach Wheeler? What do you think about that? They just paid their pitchers, man.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, listen, I never have an issue with when you have a guy play at that level. If he ends up the back end of his career, the back end of a contract, I know people are a little concerned about the age. If a guy gets,
he's a consistent pitcher right now.
Yeah, he's consistent. And if a guy gets to the back end of their contract, like the last year or two, and they suck, you're not paying him you're paying him to get him for those first 2-3 years of that contract, not the last 1 or 2.
And you're also paying him to teach your younger guys what he knows. Experience, good for the playoffs, stuff like that.
When you got, especially the Phillies, whose really only pulse in the minor league system is their pitching and catching.
I don't know the Phillies minor league system that well, but
they have Andrew Painter.
They have a lot of young pitchers.
They have Andrew Painter.
Yeah, I know they got a lot of young pitchers.
Andrew Painter. You gave your hot take. You want to hear my hot take? Andrew Painter is going to be a multiple Cy Young winner and maybe be the best pitcher in baseball one day, like at a time.
One day, okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I see it.
Andrew Painter is that guy.
Isn't he coming back from the injury?
Yeah, he's coming back from Tommy John. Lots of guys get Tommy John at that age.
I'm not worried about it. Just seeing who he is.
But yeah, I watched him throw. I watched him at 19 when he pitched in Reading. Dude, the guys would throw like the way the guy would throw 100 and the ball would move across the plate.
Jeez.
The guy just would throw like a 99 slide, slider, sink, whatever. Like the guy just throws straight gas. Everything moves, and he has such good command with the ball.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about him, reading different scouting reports and stuff. But he's super good. Isn't he like the number 1 prospect in your system right now, or number 2? I'm pretty sure he's number 1.
Oh yeah, he's number 1 in their system. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely is pretty good. But I'll definitely keep an eye out. I mean, a bunch of Cy Youngs is pretty bold. I mean, it's pretty hard to win multiple Cy Youngs, but
I'm saying the guy's gonna be like Clayton Kershaw level.
I would love to see it. I mean, I would hate to see it. I'd rather him become good and then get traded to the Yanks, just so I can tell you guys how bad the Phillies are. Sorry. What about how do you feel about Josh Donaldson retiring? Do you have any kind of feelings towards that guy? Because I hate that guy as a Yankee.
No, not really. I mean, I didn't really watch a ton. I didn't really like Josh. I mean, I know you're a Yankees fan, so you have much more of an opinion on Josh Donaldson. So I don't really have much. I mean, I don't really hate the idea of him retiring. I know he kind of dropped off in his game drastically.
I thought he was a little he played a horrible last year, but
yeah. I would say I don't really have much of an opinion on it. Yeah. But Royals, wow, that's a crazy one. The Royals, I still can't believe
you don't see it, man.
I see them being good, but I don't see them being that good.
All right, how about this? What do you think about all the young guys that are coming, like Jackson Holiday. Do you think
Oh,
Paul Skeens is gonna play during this season at all? Do you think Dylan Cruz is gonna get called up?
no,
Like
I
these are
don't think
some
those
young
guys will.
guys.
I think Jackson Holiday will.
Jackson Holiday, I see it coming. Um,
I don't think Skis and Cruz. I think they're gonna have another year down there.
I think if the Pirates have a really bad year or a really good year and they make it deep in the playoffs, I think they're gonna call Skeens up. I don't know why. I think it sounds super crazy and stupid, but I think Skeens is one of the most like MLB ready pitchers ever. Like I think a little bold take for me. I think when he comes into the league, he's gonna be a top 10 pitcher in the league after his first
I
season.
can see it. I mean, the guy was an animal.
Dude, he's gonna be so good, so good.
I believe it. I agree. I think Paul Skeens is gonna be an animal, dude.
I think um I think the Zach Wheeler signing though is really big for the Phillies because it kind of shows that you guys are really going all in to win it all soon. Now, tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like you guys need those two top guys in your pitching rotation to really solidify the rest. And that's what you guys did, and that's huge.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, you got Nola. You have Nola. You have Wheeler. I mean, you still have Taiwan Walker. I know he really didn't pitch in the playoffs, and he was up and down. He's pretty. I thought he was pretty solid last year. You're gonna get a guy like Mick Abel maybe or Griff McGarry or I mean, Griff McGarry kind of I've been hearing kind of sucks, been stinking it up a bit, but Andrew Painter, you're gonna be getting those guys in a little bit. I mean, the Phillies are set up pitching wise for the future. Phillies gonna be good for a long time, dude. Like Bryce Harper's
I
not.
think the Phillies are on a down. I think the Phillies are on a downfall. I think they got another 2 to 3 years in their window, and then they kind of have to really focus on finding another All Star to be that All Star.
Like what are you saying that Harper and Turner will fall off? Like are going to start falling off then?
I'm not saying they're gonna fall off. Fall off. I think that overall production of your team is just all gonna go downhill. It's the same thing with the Yankees right now. I see it happening with the Yankees. That's why the
Yeah, but
Soto thing is
but
huge.
in 2 or 3 years, the Schwarber's going to be gone. Like his contract's going to be done.
Yeah, I
Castellanos
know. So that's what I'm saying. I think in a
Castellanos'
couple of
contract will be done.
years, you guys are gonna
They
be
have a future
clutching.
they have a future All-Star playing at second base too. Bryson
I think
Stott.
the Phillies really need to make noise right now because it's their window right now. You guys got
Yeah,
2 to 3 years max.
I would say the Phillies have a lot longer. I got longer than that.
Unless you guys make a crazy deal, like a Trout deal. If somehow you get
I,
Trout, maybe your window stays open, but you got to do something.
I think Trout shrinks their window. If anything, you get getting Trout is going to handcuff them because right now the Phillies have the luxury of they have two of their massive contracts are going to be done in a few years, and it's going to give them a little bit of a breathing room to kind of do a little potential reset on it, if you know what I mean.
Well, the 4 guys that you guys have locked down is your 2 pitchers, Wheeler and Nola, and then
Yeah,
you have Harper and Turner locked down for life, basically.
yeah, and
So
they
who
still
else do you have long range?
they have JT's going to still. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're cutting out a little bit.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. My computer is it is acting up a bit here, but yeah. I mean, they still have JT under contract. They have still have Stott, Bohm. I'm sure they'll figure that out.
I think Stott and Bohm are definitely 2 younger pieces that are gonna be good. I think Rojas also is a good piece. I think he really needs to figure it out though, because I think he's gonna be very iffy if he doesn't figure it out. Um, who's your other guy? Edmundo Sosa, I think. I think he's also gonna be a good utility guy
Yeah,
and kind of like a power guy if he picks it up and gets his stuff going.
yeah, yeah. I agree with that. But but well, dude, I think that sums it up with everything we were gonna touch base on today.
All right. I enjoyed talking. I really look forward to March Madness this year though. It's
Yes,
gonna be
I am
really
very
fun.
excited to talk March Madness here soon.